TRW crossbows and cannon 2 Battle of Novara. Start of the 0930 hours turn. One thing that happened is I can't go for these off map command displays. I like to look at the formation and see what's going on, and that's especially with respect to the order. So yeah, gonna have to change that. So I'm going on board. So Sforza, no, I'll go backwards. Entius here as an advance order. I pulled these from I think these are from Black Prince, the Black Prince. But yeah, going to onboard orders as I have gotten used to. Godolph has a stand order there. Oops. There, these are skirmishers. Moltenus has advance. And Sforza has advance, which actually I'm going to try to change to attack right now, actually. Wait, Sforza is the main commander. Yeah. Sforza has the two tiny stars on the right middle, and he also has no command rating because he doesn't need it, because he will never roll against any command. He gets to change his own order, so actually that's a good idea. So he just changed his to attack from advance. Let's see, I think everybody, yeah, all three commands on the other side are standing. So we've got stand, like that. Alright, so these generic command markers with the off-map displays just didn't work for me. So I feel more comfortable going back to this, where I'm looking and seeing what's going on. So we are starting with the orders command, or the orders phase. I'm going to leave everybody else. Well, actually, Moltenus here is within the command span of his major leader, his overall commander, and he has a command value of 7 anyways. That's pretty good. Yep, I should have said it, but he's changing to attack too because he's with Sforza there. So the I'm thinking I probably should have chosen to go all out attack on the right or the left, because what's happening here is now Entius over here is already getting hammered by the French artillery there, so they're going to have to go in, close the distance and try to melee the artillery and get rid of it. But then right behind it is the French infantry. Pike infantry. Okay, so I'm not going to change any of the French. They're going to stay with their stand orders. They're going to stay on the defensive. So that is the order phase. Now we go to the first player right here. First player is the Swiss here. their movement phase, everybody's still in command. There's one command, second command, third command, and fourth command. By the way, we have command spans of 5. That's good on 2s. 4, good off, okay. 4 for Multinus, and only 3 for Sforza. Interesting. And then combat, yeah, okay. Alright, movement. So now I'll just go left to right. Onto still has the advance command right there. So they need to... Here's the note about this, about the whole thing about ending your move closer to the enemy. Yeah, must end their movement closer to enemy units than they began. Note, it is not necessary that a unit move closer to the enemy unit it was nearest to at the start of the movement phase. However, at the end of the movement phase, it is necessary that it be nearer to some enemy unit. Yeah, so he has to close the distance between some enemy unit for comparing the start of the movement phase and the end of the movement phase. Okay. That's probably a good way to look at it. Okay, so and they are closing the distance. Well, actually, let's see what their range is. Range of the pike infantry is 1. Okay, so they will close. I never thought about voluntarily unstacking. I know the rules about involuntary unstacking. Stacking. Combat units may unstack. Okay. I did not realize these guys are taking this artillery fire. There's a +1 target modifier for a pike unit, and there's a +2 modifier for 2 pike units in a hex. And these all started out double pike units. So we are definitely separating 1, 2, 1, 2. I do wish they had the attack command though. Now, but they're advancing. They only need to end closer. That's what they just did. So these guys will go 1, 2. Oh, they're going to separate 2. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then free first turn and unstacking. But it was not worth it over there. Well, yeah, they're all ranged attackers on the French side. Crossbowmen, artillery. So why double stack the pike units there? I understand if they're opposite similar heavy or even medium foot units. Okay. But there, we handled that. Routed unit movement. I do need to double check some things because there are changes between this and Rollist and Roundheads that I played most recently. Routed combat units follow no commands. Instead, they must be moved up to half their... See, some versions of these rules say may and some say must. I'm going to play this as written. This is going to be devastating. So in here, this is crossbows and cannon 2, and I'm already noticing little changes that I'm not going to ignore. I'll play them as written, but here it very specifically says when you fail a morale check, a route marker is placed on the unit and it is retreated 3 hexes, 1 hex for artillery. That used to be 1 to 3 hexes, player's choice. But now it's 3, and then routed combat units must be moved up to half their movement allowance around any fractions down, away from the closest enemy combat units. I don't see many units rallying unless the commanders are going to stay back. Essentially, well, yeah, if they stay back, then they're essentially staying back just to rally units. I don't see that. I don't see the point of that. So their movement allowance is 3, 1.5 drop fractions is 1. So they're going to go here because the enemy there. That is routed unit movement. Graf. Actually, they will move forward 1. These guys are going to close the distance as they fire away. Oh, that's a combat unit. Is it a combat unit? Actually, I need to know. We decided that was a... Yeah, we decided that was gendarme, so that is definitely not a skirmishing unit. These guys are skirmishing units. They can't move adjacent. Is it adjacent or into the zone of control? Not enter enemy combat unit zone of control. Unless it is also a skirmish unit. Okay. So that'll be significant too. Alright, over here, attack. So they are going in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Alright. That was movement. That was Swiss movement. Now we go to combat phase. Start with the fire combat sub phase with defensive fire. So there's gonna be a lot of fire. So I'll go through and I'll fire the those Stradiots have a fire capability. Oh wait, yeah, I guess it is in defense as well. These crossbowmen and the artillery at point blank range. Just want to show the first kill of the battle. So the French crossbowmen, the French side crossbowmen. I should say French side because obviously I'm sure we have multiple nationalities here. But he fired crossbow 2 hexes away at the Swiss crossbowman. Got a 9, which is a step loss. Units or skirmish units. Let's see, is it skirmish units are eliminated. This is a skirmish unit, 1 strength, no backside. So first elimination. So there, wanted to show that. We're continuing around our ranged fire attacks, defensive fire. So what I've been doing is, the French had an awesome result on the stack of Swiss pikemen here. And I'm almost positive from playing other games in the series that if a stack fails morale checks, they're forced to unstack and retreat separately. I can't find it here. But in the process of looking for that, oh man. So I've run right into the curse of 3W again. The curse of 3W, the curse of Royalists and Roundheads, and frankly, the curse of the designer as well. You know, I didn't even say why I went to crossbows and cannon. I went at 2, crossbows and cannon 2, because I thought, you know, looking at the years of publication and looking at the user ratings on Board Game Geek, I thought that Crossbows and Cannon 2 would be a good example of cleaned up rules. But, you know, I've gone through this before several years ago, and now I'm right back to the same curse. The curse is there is no cleaned up version of this rules. And it's at least it's horrible editing. Horrible editing. I mean, what is horrible editing? Horrible editing means that it looks like, I mean, how many? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 10 versions of the rules, from Royalists and Roundheads 1 all the way to Winspeed. And horrible editing is that nothing was 100% cleaned up from earlier to later. So you had what appear to be mistakes, or certainly contradictions, gaps, ambiguities that were maybe, you know, each individual one might have been corrected from one to the other, but then the same problem creeps up again in a later version. There's no way these rules can be correct. There's no way. Under Advance and Retreat, and I've gone over this so many times, it's absurd. You know, in one section, Advance and Retreat, combat unit that fails a morale check as the result of melee combat, which, by the way, that's an example of a vague thing. Is failing your morale check before melee a result of melee? Depends on how you define result. It's not a combat result from a combat table. Must retreat 1 to 3 hexes. And down here, it cannot retreat off the map. You turn the page, not even one page later, under morale, so die rolls higher the combat unit routes. A route marker is placed upon it and it is retreated 3 hexes. Not 1 to 3, 3 hexes. And that was 1 to 3 hexes when we got to Royalist Roundheads 3. I know. So I was just looking at it. And right down here, effects of route. If they cannot move at least 1 hex, they suffer a step loss instead of moving. If they retreat off the map, they are eliminated from play, which obviously means that they can retreat off the map. It's unbelievable. So I'm gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna pull out Henry V, which is another candidate for workable rules. I'll see what I can find. This is just so disappointing again.